If you look around what's happening at this moment, a couple of things are critical, and you're not going to see these watching conventional news platforms because remember what they're trying to do. If you're watching something on cable news, the number one, listen to Uncle Lenny, the number one thing cable news is interested in is maintaining cable news. The number one thing they want is not dissemination of the truth or new ideas or providing a new platform for fresh. No, 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 no. It's their numbers. And if a dancing chicken works, if I'm surprised no one ever had a full-blown trans anchor. I am shocked beyond shocks that nobody ever said, let's get a trans actor, actress, whatever you want to call it, as a person. They never did that. Why do you think that is? Think about it. Sports, Leah Thomas, and wait until these people are used. Wait until they're just kind of like, like that hog guy with the gun movement. They use you and you're tossed aside. Why is it that CNN, MSDNC, why is it that nobody said, well, Rachel Maddow didn't say, I insist on my show, I want to have a trans reporter, somebody visibly trans, somebody recognizably trans, somebody really trans, kind of like, remember that Rachel Levine, the woman or from the Biden administration who was in the Navy or she was some health. You don't see her anymore. That's gone. Do you hear what I'm saying? That's gone. LGBT is gone. It's through. Are you noticing this? It's passé. Once you notice who's missing, it's glaring. Do you hear what I'm saying? It's glaring. They are reassessing, regrouping, they're trying to figure out, what do we do now? This doesn't work. You've got Soros now dumping a bunch of money into radio. Good for you. Good for you. There's still money to be made in radio, but not with American, and certainly not talk radio. No, that's done. That is finished. We are through. Regional, foreign, yes. Today, I want you to recognize, look at step back from the news. If you just watched the same stuff last night, I turned and was looking, and I'm looking at Fox News. I'm thinking, it's the same stuff. It's this schlock pattern. It's like, this is not the news. We're driving down the road. We're looking for an exit. The exits are on the right side. You're looking on the left, Fox News. Nobody's looking that way. It's this way. And you're going to have to embrace people that aren't in your cool world. Right now, there is something. You turned your back during the birther movement. You turned your back on things that you thought were conspiratorial. You turned your back on, you never talked about geoengineering one time. You were real kind of, where's Marty McCarrick? Where is he? You were real scared about vaccines. They're so tepid. They are they have abandoned any rational discussion regarding the Middle East. Anything. You might as well just say, and now let's go to Tel Aviv because they're programming us. They have no original thought. And the same thing goes for Ukraine. Listen to what I'm saying. It's over. The Democratic Party is over. Cable news is over. Rush Limbaugh, old-time AM talk radio is over. This is a new and revitalized generation of citizens, patriots, informed. We don't have titles. We don't have parties. We don't have names. We don't have any of this stuff. We don't have any of this. We don't have names. We tell you what we think is interesting. There is something very interesting, whether you like it or not, it's fascinating. And Candace Owens is now asking the question, is Kamala Harris even black? Do you think that's important? Excuse me. Do you think that's important? No, not Hannity. No, I'm not asking you. Do you think that's important? If you do, you go right there. That's her channel. I'm not going to let some Murdoch family news director filter it through because no, we don't want to go there because we're so high up. We're not going to really cut our throats because they're never going to sever or do anything that affects their corporate bottom line. They're not afraid. They're smart. Now, let me also tell you something that's happening, which is incredible. This is the part which I told you specifically my world is the truth. And you can call it realism. We are a part of a new group of folks right now. I'm telling you. I am telling you. And they don't understand this. They don't grasp it, okay? They don't see it yet. They don't grasp it. Let me give you an example of something. For the longest time, I and others have been telling you that you are going to have to prepare for something that is going to happen in the event of a supply chain breakdown, something regarding food. Food insecurity is not a joke. It's not, I don't know what it is. It's why people don't understand this. I'll never know. Whether because of supply chain, whether the fact that China's buying up all of our property, whether the Bill Gateses or World Economic Forum, they come out and they say, we want you to eat bugs. They tell you things and they're big, oh, they laugh at that. You think anybody at Fox News, you think Hannity's ever going to talk about the World Economic Forum? No. Why do you think that is? Because of Murdoch. Those are Murdoch's buddies. You're not going to do that. Not to mention, listen, how do we say this? I mean this, and I mean this not disrespectfully. They're a Waffle House group. They're the diner. We used to have like Cracker Barrel. They're like Ainsley. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. It's just kind of like hee-haw, Nashville, America. And by the way, it could also be the Bronx. It's not just Southern. But it's a very, very basic, proud to be an American, Lee Greenwood. Nothing deep. Nothing. You're not going to see Lawrence, whatever that guy's name is, walking around some diner in Dothan, Alabama, saying, what do you think about the Hezbollah as a what? No. What do you think about the World Economic Forum as basically a violation of the Logan Amendment? What? What do you think about Bilderberg meeting together as a what? They don't know what you're talking about. And it's not their fault. They're not bad people. They don't know what the hell you're talking about. They don't know what you're talking about. If you sat in and you said, excuse me, thank you, Fox News, I'm going to throw out a name to you, USS Liberty. Anybody? What? They have no idea. And I'm not going to go into that. But the point is, recognize the fact. Ladies and gentlemen, please, you are a sophisticated news consumer. Your worldview is not dictated by bumper sticker, hackneyed, and God bless Rush Limbaugh, but there was no depth. The world's too complicated. The world's too complicated. If you tried to bring up Eric Weinstein, notwithstanding, string theory at certain parts of it, I don't think Madame Curie would have known what the hell you're talking about, or anybody else for that matter. Okay. So here is a story. And this is the part that's important. Harold Daggett. This is the union boss. He's the International Longshoremen's Association. And he scared the bejesus out of everybody because he spoke the truth. And this is what he said.
These people today don't know what a strike is.
Right.
When my men hit the streets, from Maine to Texas, every single port will lock down. You know what's going to happen? I'll tell you. First week, Be all over the news every night, boom, boom. Second week, guys who sell cars can't sell cars because the cars ain't coming in off the ships. They get laid off. Third week, malls start closing down. They can't get the goods from China. They can't sell clothes. They can't do this. Everything in the United States comes on a ship. They go out of business. Construction workers.
Don't forget trucks too, my friends. Don't forget trucks, because if you got it, a truck brought it.
Get laid off because the materials aren't coming in. The steel's not coming in. The lumber's not coming in. They lose their job. Everybody's hating the longshoremen now because now they realize how important our jobs are. Now I have the president screaming at me, I'm putting a Taft-Hartley on you. Go ahead. Taft-Hartley means I have to go back to work for 90 days. That's a cooling off period. Do you think when I go back for 90 days, those men are going to go to work on that pier? It's going to cost the company's money to pay their salaries. Well, they went from 30 moves an hour maybe to 8. They're going to be like this. Who's going to win here in the long run? You're better off sitting down and let's get a contract and let's move on with this world. And in today's world, I'll cripple you. I will cripple you. And
you hear that? Now listen to me. You can do whatever it is. You can do like they do because all of the little apparatchiks, all of the folks are told, slam him, say he's connected to organized crime, make fun of his accent. Harold Daggett, everybody thinks he's a soprano. They're missing the point. He's telling you. Quit making fun of him. He's telling you. And he makes 700,000+ a year. As he's worth every penny. There was a guy that we had, Pat Lynch. Pat Lynch used to be the head of the Patrolmen's Benevolent Association. This was the New York City cop union. I remember the old days of my friend Louis the Mattress, Lou Matarazzo. Nobody's like Pat Lynch. Pat Lynch he was the best. This guy's worth every penny. Let me tell you something right now. You could look at that. You can listen to him. You can say, oh, whatever. I don't know. Because there's this thing about Americans love us. Like, I love not to worry. It's like we're on these permanent kind of like antidepressants. You know, you might be in the water. I put this up, preparewithlionel.com. This is it. When it comes to the idea, when it comes to this world, to this specific world, and I'm telling you, of food, remember what you're going to do. And when I tell people this, they go crazy. Guns, not guns, ammo, well, guns, water, ammo, energy, and food. That is it. Preparewithlionel.com. This is it. This, my friend, this is our, how do I say this? This is here. And for some reason, people have this idea that, oh, there's that prepper thing. I don't know what it is. I swear to you, it's like they whenever, during days of the Rona, people would never want to hear anything about immune systems. Some would just do whatever they were told, which is fine. And then the other people are saying, listen, this is coming. These people are telling you this. And Europe, what was honey in France? Whatever, the Europeans love unions. They're saying, do it. We're for you. Trucker strikes in France. Remember the yellow vest? This is the world. This is happening now. And when you say strike doesn't, people always think of strike in terms of, they think of strike in terms of the usual picket, online. Doesn't work like that. Strike means to stop. Preparewithlionel.com. That's it. You do what you want. He's telling you. Now, let me also tell you something. Listen to me carefully. Today's theory is the Democrats finally realized that Kamala and Tampon Timmy are toast. You understand that, right? They know this. Don't let their arrogance fool you. They are being told every single day. And I cannot tell you, if you keep watching, the news, foreign news, there's no hope for you. You watch the news to find out what the enemy is saying. It's that simple. Brad Opland says, should Trump do 60 minutes? No. Robots will replace dock workers like China. Not robots. Remember, it's AI. Not that there's a certain amount of automation, but AI. And a lot of that's coming either way. Autonomous driving is going to affect truck drivers as well. It's coming. Trump should not waste any time with anything that is conventional media. No 60 Minutes, no nothing, no Fox News. Fox News is a waste of time. Ladies and gentlemen, I've got no beef against Fox News. They're an anachronism. I see this guy, Fredo Cuomo. Doesn't matter. Most people don't know who he is. I live in a different world. I go where the people are. I'm looking at this. I'm seeing what's happening. I'm a news A&R guy. I look for the new acts, for the new direction, the new focus. That's what I'm looking for. I don't care about this anymore. This is stupid. Somebody was talking about, and with all due respect, I mean, listen, I don't mean any bad. Larry Kudlow? Oh my God, what is Irving R. Levine available? What are you talking about? That's great for your dad. Where do we go for the next group? Let me explain to you something. If I walked into, and I love to say this because it makes a lot of sense. If I walked into and I said, hey, Fox News, what do you know about weaponization of weather? What? What do you know about the weaponization of weather? What do you know about using weather as a means of going after your enemies as a weapon? Have any of you numbnuts ever done, between hair and makeup, have you ever spent 5 minutes just looking and seeing what people like William Cohen and others have talked about weather? And we're not talking about HARP and DARPA and stuff, but yeah, part of it. Have you ever done anything about geoengineering? Have you ever? No, you didn't. No, because you're living in a world. You're playing like you're an oldie station. Cousin Brucey is not going to play REM, even though REM is now oldies. The word oldies doesn't make sense anymore. Get with the program. Let me show you something. Do you know what this is? What do you think this is? This is Taiwan. Typhoon. Look at all the going on. What do you think about that? What do you think about it? This is the most incredible thing. This is Typhoon Krathon. It's making landfall in Kaohsiung, southern Taiwan. What do you think about that? Weaponize it. If I can create it. How about the send a missile? You want real estate? I'll take care of you real estate. I don't need to spend extra set missiles. I'm using terms that don't. No, just let me take care of it. I'll kill the infrastructure. I'll go to a country that allows you. Who doesn't like Taiwan? Oh, I don't know. What's that country? Oh yeah, China. Think they've got anything to do with this? You can't control weather, can you? What if you could? Think about this. I'm in charge of this. Now, what I just told you is something that you absolutely, positively, you're nodding your head. You're saying, of course that makes sense. That's the difference between you two. You're saying, well, of course that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. This is this Typhoon Krathon, Kratoa. It makes landfall in Kaohsiung, southern Taiwan. 2 dead, 100 plus injuries, 10,000 evacuated. Winds gusts up to 220 kilometers per hour. Flooding, incredible. You don't think I'm going to be able to get a hold of that one? Are you kidding? In 1 week, listen to this. In 1 week, ladies and gentlemen, your Biden, and if this doesn't piss you off, I don't know what does. In 1 week, in almost a week, The Kamala administration approved 8.7 billion additional military aid for Israel. $8.7 billion. $8 billion for Ukraine. $567 million in military support for Taiwan. $750 one-time emergency assistance payment for American victims of Hurricane Helene. Let that sink in. You happy about that? What do? You want to talk about Hezbollah? You're being played for a sucker right now. Who runs this country? If Uncle Lenny is your president, I'm going to say, hey, Israel, we'll get you in a moment. Ukraine, we'll get you in a moment. I'm a little busy right now. Get you in a moment. Unless you want to help with our problems. Oh, you're busy? Yeah, I know the feeling. What is the matter with us? I was listening the other day to a local talk radio, and the person was saying, the UN is anti-Semitic. Look at these anti-Semites walking out on Bibi Netanyahu. Was like, is that the way you think this is? So what do you call what? What are the anti-Semites? Oh, and Putin apologists over here. What is the matter with us? What is the matter with us? Even tithing in churches, they don't say give 90%. What's the matter with us? We've lost our minds. We've lost our minds. And the Democrats know this. And as soon as you realize something, my friends, this is about you. This is about a diet, a regimen. I watch these things on YouTube and these shorts. If I see one more time about how to do a push-up, I said, would you stop with this push-up stuff? Stop it. You need to do mental push-ups. We need to take and clear the plate, clear the table, clear everything. Start from scratch. Number one, political parties are over with. They're stupid. You pick the issue. If there is, through some crazy, I don't know what, but if some Democrat makes sense for you locally, then vote for the Democrat locally. I don't know how that is. Stop. Republicans do nothing. They happen to be a group of folks who more often than not represent our way of thinking, more often than not. You dig? Okay. We need to work on our bench. Who is it? When Trump goes, it's over. JD Vance needs a lot of work. He's good. But if you compare him, my Uncle Chick is better than Numbnuts, Tampon, Timmy, Mr. Jazz Hands. What are you talking about? That? And how about Kamala's husband, Slappy? Remember Slappy White? We'll get to that in a moment. This is ridiculous. We sit around and I don't know what it is. There are two Republican organizations, well, almost three. Well, sort of three, but two in particular with the words Republican in their name that I can't. I've never seen a bigger bunch of jadruls in my life. What are you talking about? They're into stars or something. Hey, this is great. We're going to have a meeting. Greg Kelly's coming. I'm thinking, what are you talking about? Who? Yeah, Greg Kelly. This is a star. What's the matter with you? Hey, guess what? Hey, all you Yankees clubs, guess who I've got? The assistant equipment coach for the minor league. What? Yeah. What about the Yankees? Well, I don't. Greg Kelly, all these people, whoever it is, whether it's Rachel Maddow, Jake Tapper, they're not in the government. These are people who, for some reason, have replaced this. Then we've got people that we've got to work on. Number one, Marjorie Taylor Greene. We need you to step up, but we got to work on your act. Your act is over with. I don't know what this is. I don't know what it is. You need help. You're good. You've got a lot of smarts there, but we don't have an AOC. There's no bench. Who is it? Who? That's over there. Vivek Ramaswamy, he's good. Talks too fast, comes off too nerdy. You're not serious about that, but you're definitely good. Number one, put your money on Tulsi Gabbard. That's the future. That her sobriety. Do me a favor, and I love this stuff. Maybe it's me personally. Stop doing workout photos. I don't care about you working out. I don't care about you hunting. I don't care about any of that crap. Yeah. Reagan and all that. That's over with. There's something weird. Because as soon as you get somebody who's working out or doing something, then you start hearing, hey, remember when Michelle Obama, they said, oh, her guns and her arms. You go, what are you talking about? Stop that. Tucker Carlson can absolutely provide a complete and focused role. He is onto something, and I like what he's doing, but he's got to land up. He's a bee going from flower to flower. He doesn't know what he wants to be when he grows up. He's just enjoying the stardom. They really kicked him in the balls when they fired him from Fox. That hurt him. He was the golden boy. It was like he was really kicked to the curb, and he fought back big time, but it hurts you. It really does. When you don't feel respected, if you've ever lost a job or been fired, or we don't need you anymore, it's very easy to fall into the trap of maybe it's my self-worth. He kind of got into that, and then he was everywhere. The Tate brothers, Orban, he didn't know what he wanted to do. But he's very important. He needs some discipline. Bobby Kennedy Jr., lost cause. Keep him on a chain, keep him on a leash. Only talk about food additives and vaccines, and that's it. He's a three-peckered goat. He has the morals of an alley cat. He's got some deep-seated stuff, but he's at least there. He's all right. Candace Owens is an absolute flamethrower. Candace Owens, she's like the enforcer. See, in Uncle Lenny's world, we got the front lines and we got the enforcer. I'm going to put more emphasis, more attention in opinionating, in influencing than in actual, how do I say this? Political office. This may come as a shock to you, but politics in Washington is all paper cutout. Your animatronics. You're it's like a movie set. It's a Potemkin village. It looks like something. They don't do anything. John Kennedy, John, waste of flesh. He's just there for here. I'm just here for the beer. Interesting home spot. AOC, okay. She really squandered her fortune big time. They didn't use her. We need to take kids and people from an early age, and we got to work with them on summers. We need to take our youth, so help me God, listen to me, and teach them how to do something. We're going to say, okay, listen, folks, we're going to take today, number one, Uncle Lenny is going to teach you one thing. I know some of you are on medication or freaked out, or maybe you were beaten, or I don't know what the hell is the matter with you, but you don't make eye contact. All right, starting today, we're all going to do something. I want you to look at me right here. See, it looks like you're looking at me, but you're not. So you don't have to make eye contact with me, but you look to people right here. Whenever you want to look, you want to stare down, you look right here. Don't look in their eyes, because that'll make you turn away. You look right here. This will scare the hell out of people when you start making eye contact. I don't know what's wrong with you kids, but something happened where you just stop looking away from people. Okay, next, come here. Shaking hands. Men, over here. Watch this. Don't crush hands. Don't be Danny Hodge. Don't do whatever it is. But I want you to understand what this means. Handshakes mean something. Let's go. There's a couple of styles. You're going to have to do it. You're going to have to do it. Do you understand what we're doing, ladies and gentlemen? Yes. Okay. And then we have special things. We need to have there's a wonderful organization, a lot of women's organizations. They have Junior League, does wonderful stuff where women get together, and we need men's league. But we got to sit there and say, let me explain something to you, my friends. I don't know if you all have fathers or uncles or whatever it is, but you're under this impression that somehow Andrew Tate or Diddy or whatever, this is the way you treat women. You listen to Uncle Lenny. We're going to treat you something. If you want to be the belle of the ball, if there is not the slightest interest in your body to be respectful of anybody, but you just want to have a lot of girlfriends and be absolutely Mr. Dreamboat, listen to me and listen to this incredible piece of information. You ready for this? Yes. Be polite and courteous to women. Be a gentleman. Open doors. Be courteous. They will fall before you. Listen to what women say about people that they find attractive or that they're dating. What did they say? Hey, did you see the guns on him? No. You know how many pull-ups he can do? No. Hey, you know how much he can drink? No. You know how many F-bombs he can make in his head? No, 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 no. Go to the source's mouth. Or horse's mouth. The sources or the horse's mouth. We got a big problem with masculinity. I have no idea where this went. And by the way, that goes for gay men as well. How do you like that? This is not a pro-heterosexual thing, though it might benefit you. We're talking about being a mature adult. Mature, respectful, interesting, polite, courteous. The world is your oyster. People will love you. They will love you. Open the door. Don't get out of the elevator. After you. Yes, ma'am. Good day, sir. They will fall. When you walk into a CVS and they got somebody or whatever it is, you say sir and ma'am. The world is your oyster. I'm telling you, this poor person, you're on the phone with somebody and you're trying to get Verizon or whatever cable, and you say, how was your day today? And all of a sudden, oh my God, a human being, you can get anything you want. Learn how to make people feel like you care. Look at them here and talk to them. And men, there's this thing called a date. A date. You probably don't do this anymore, but here's the question. Ask people about yourself. Where are you from? What do you act interested in people? Learn to say their name. You want to remember names? Say their name. People love to hear their name. You know, Dave, that's a good point, Dave. My name's not Dave. Well, it is now. Okay? I don't know what's going on here. We need to get kids in. We're going to sit there and say, we're going to do this. And we're going to do this. Ready, folks? You're going to have to, at one particular point, you're going to be going out to eat. And you're going to be in a restaurant. We're going to show you what to do this. Tiffany has a great book, by the way, on manners. We're going to show you how to do this. Ready? Everybody, remember this. You do this and you are golden. All right? Where do you sit? How do you sit? What do you do? And it's more than elbows and the thing. This signals to people who you are. It tells people this is who I am. It tells people this is where I fit in the world. Napkins on the lap. What do you do? How do you speak? How do you talk? What about your tone of voice, your volume? Quit saying F this, F that, F. I know in your particular world, this rat's nest that you live in, that's okay. It's not okay in the real world if you want to be taken seriously. Learn a new word every day. You call it vocabulary? I call it English. Learn something new. It will immediately change the way people look at you. You throw a word in there. You throw a good $5 word into the sentence every now and then, and they'll say, oh my God. Trust me. Try it one time and you'll see what I'm talking about. You got that? If you're one of these people, then you hold a fork like this or this thing here. This is my favorite. This is the finger on top. Here's the fork. The finger on top of the fork. I don't know what this is. What are you, a pipette? What are you doing? What are you, in a lab? Where did this come from? Watch anybody in Europe. Watch them eat. It's beautiful. You eat like not even Friar Tuck. Somebody somewhere said, I don't know where this came from. I don't know where we're animals. Animals. People talk with their mouth full. We need to start from scratch. From scratch. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. I don't care your race, your gender. It doesn't matter. Listen to what I'm saying. We need to have summer. We need to say, this is the United States of America. I don't give a diddly damn what your gender is. This is the Constitution. Let's go through a few things. This is the way it is. There's no civics class. This is how people are elected. How many of you folks think that the one who gets the most votes wins? Wrong. They still don't know that. They still ask friends of yours. What's the minimum amount of states you can win? 11. You can get 0 votes in 39 states. 0 votes. Not one vote. Not one. Donald Trump could not get 1 vote in 39 states. He can then win in the 11 by 1 vote. Just 1. Whatever the Democrats, he gets one more. That's it. And of those 11 states, winning by one vote, he's the president. How many folks know that? Of course they don't. Nobody. What is voting? What is voting? What is it about? Is it about the issues? It's about this. It's about feeling. It's about where you're from, how you grew up, what your dad thought. The reason why you're born, if you're born in Syria, you're going to be a Muslim. If you're born in India, you're probably a Hindu. I'm sorry. The reason why you're a Christian is you're born in Dothan, Alabama. You're not going to be a Zoroastrian. I'm sorry. That's the way it goes. You may think this was something that makes sense, but your culture and where you were born and who your parents are, whether you're black or you're white or you're gay or you're straight, controls so much of your worldview. Understand it. Politics is not about telling people what they want to hear. It's about changing people's minds from people who are not necessarily set in their ways. I'm not going to waste my time with somebody who's going to vote Democrat. I'm not going to waste my time. I don't give a damn about California. It's going to be blue, and that's it. That's it. Don't waste your time with it. Life's like that. Stop it. You're wasting your time with it. Stop it. We need rudimentary stuff. Let me tell you something which I think just blows my mind. I don't know what the hell this is about. I normally think, well, this isn't important. Doug Emhoff, you know who he is? He's the wife guy or whatever the hell they call him. He is this simpy, wimpy, effete, imprisoned, saccharine, milquetoast, watered down, boring, wimpy, drippy, boring. I don't know where. I don't understand. Look, I've never been able to figure out couples and how they work, and I don't know how that business works. I don't know. I'm not sure. It's just one of those things where I look at couples sometimes and go, how long have you been married? Well, some people are married for a long time, but they're just not divorced. It's different than being happily married. But that's a different story. Different story. So here we go. Here's this Kamala, this Kamala, who, by the way, may not even be black if Candace Owens is right. This is the funniest goddamn thing I've ever heard in my life. Okay? They made you sound like, why would you think that Barack Obama wasn't born here? Because his grandmother said she was in the hospital when he was born, not in this country. Other than that, nothing really. I mean, they make you sound like you're crazy. Where'd you get that from? Because of we don't make this stuff up. Did you ever get this idea that somehow Harry Truman was born in France? No, you know why? He wasn't born in France. You didn't think that. We don't make these things up. We don't come up with these things. We don't wake up one day and say, you know what, I think that. No. But they try to tell you you're crazy or you're racist or you're stupid or whatever it is. Now, for some reason or another, this Kamala, why they picked her, I have no idea. Yeah, Willie Brown, so what? Guess what? You want to find out women who've slept their way to the top or men? Go to Hollywood. Go to anywhere. Go to your town. Go to your school. It's human. I got news for you. Maybe you didn't know about this, but it was in all the papers, okay? You understand this? You got it? Okay. So this hot to trot thing who goes up with Willie and this and that and Montel and she's dancing, she ends up with this drip. This guy, Doug, I don't get it. Like I said, life's a weird thing. Love is a many splendid things, and sometimes it doesn't make any sense. Now, for some reason today, they find out that in 2012, he basically slapped the shit out of this woman to such an extent that her head spun around, and that the story is, whether it's true, but the story is, and it was supposedly corroborated, that when they were in France, this Cannes festival, this woman called Jane, a pseudonym Jane, apparently said, you know what, we don't need to wait in line. Let me go up to this concierge or valet or something, and I'll see if I can maybe give him a few bucks to see if we can get into this charity event. And she theoretically, this could all, but it could be wrong, but this is what the story is. And she put his hand on his shoulder or something. He went crazy and slapped her in front of a bunch of people. Okay, fine. All right. Does that really matter? No, it's wrong if it's true. Here's the rub, and you know where I'm going. If this were Trump, they would have indicted him. They would have indicted him. And then Jen Psaki, this weird peppermint Patty, also a drip. She's this drippy drip, oozing puddle of nothing. She's at MSDNC and she's interviewing this dweeb. I'd keep this guy out of the spotlight. And they keep telling him, you're an antidote to toxic masculinity. What does that mean? You're effeminate. I don't know how to say it, but if somebody says, you're wonderful, you're showing people how to be a man without acting like a man. Excuse me, what? What was that again? No, you're the, what does he call him? The guy wife or whatever the hell this, what does he call him, honey? The guy wife or the husband wife or the, wait a minute, Doug Emhoff wife. No, the new one's called the wife. No. He's called the Doug Emhoff. There's a name for it. It's called the wife. Oh, God. Wife nickname. It's called, wife guy. Like Family Guy, they call him the wife guy. Wife, W-I-F-E, guy. I don't know what the hell that even means. What the hell does that even mean, the wife guy? What does that mean? But don't tell me that. What am I, Prince Philip? Anyway, look at this. Look at this guy.
Two guys who actually not only don't trust women, but are literally running on a platform of authoritarianism and misogyny. That literally should be their slogan, because that's what it is. So you want, people who literally are outwardly misogynistic in their policies and the way they talk about women and the policies in which they've already enacted and have talked about
enacting. I'm a woman.
Or Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. It's completely binary.
Binary. I'm a guy. I'm not gonna act like a man. I love women. I am a woman. I went and I did an orchiectomy with a rusty spoon. Yeah, I took him off. Yeah, I took him. I didn't need him anymore. I'm married to her. Yeah, I took him off. I lopped off the boys. Yeah, I got him on a bronze him and put him on the wall. I don't need it. I'm not a man. I'm a misogyny. Oh, give me shut up. What are you talking about? Come here, you. What's the matter with you? Act like a man. Quit acting like this. We had this friend. Well, Mrs. L had this friend. This is a woman who she used to say, I'm Afro sympathetic. And I heard it. I said, what? What? You're what? I'm Afro sympathetic. I understand. You understand what? You understand black people and all that. And by the way, this is a great technique. Just repeat what they're saying, like they're speaking a different language. You're what? You're Afro sympathetic. You understand black people? You understand black people because you're Afro sympathetic. You have a connection to black people? You do. You have a connection. You just keep asking them the question. It makes them sound crazy. Hey, Dad, I'm going to the 8th grade. You're going to the 8th grade. Yeah, you. The 8th grade. You are. You're going to the 8th grade? Yeah. The 8th grade. Yeah. It makes it sound crazy. So Doug Emhoff is the guy here. And then you got Mr. Johnson. Listen, let me explain something to you. I don't care what you are. It doesn't matter. Okay? You can be as effeminate or as fey or whatever the word is. It doesn't matter. Be yourself. Okay? You got that? I have known, and Mrs. L, no, more people who are 100% gay, some in particular who will dress very, I would trust my kid with them for the afternoon. Here, watch little Lenny. Okay. Absolutely. the most normal people who happen to be gay because they're okay with it and it doesn't consume their being. They're not gay people. They're just people who happen to be gay. They happen to be right-handed. They happen to have brown hair. They happen to be blue eyes. They happen to be. It's not this thing where they go in and the whole world is through the prism. Okay? But when you pick this guy out, like what if that phony baloney relationship that Mr. NDA, what's that guy Kels, the one with Taylor Swift? What if all of a sudden they said to him, he doesn't believe in toxic masculinity? He said, excuse me, what was it? No, I don't believe in toxic masculinity, but what are you saying? It seems like, how do I say this? If one didn't know better, that kind of language is for people who are gay or who are hiding out or something. You know the number of people in Hollywood who are still hiding and everybody knows it? I don't understand it. You want me to go forward. You want some kid in Dothan, Alabama to go in and say, okay, I'm going to be myself. Go in and risk getting the snot beat out of them. And you're not going to help them. And you want them to have the courage to be themselves and all this, but you're not going to do it because you don't want to lose a paycheck because you realize that Hollywood doesn't look too highly on leading men who are gay. They don't. I can tell you this. You know what I'm talking about. They're such hypocrites. Well, let me ask you this question while we're on the subject. Doug, where are the trans? Have you noticed that? Where's Leah Thomas? Where is it? It's over with. They never bought into it. Not one time. Not one time. Remember they had Katie Tur's husband, a father, the guy who threatened to break the back or beat up or whatever, Ben Shapiro. Why isn't it? Why isn't it, honey? Not one time on any platform, in any station, in any market, Weather, Consumer Reporter, Front Page, Today Show, they didn't get one trans person on, one who wasn't like RuPaul or somebody who was there because they're trans, but somebody who, well, RuPaul's not trans, but anyway, but somebody never did because they never bought into it. That was just for, let's see what happens. Let's go out and say this. We're just going to say this. Remember years ago, my friend, remember that thing? It was I'm not going to say it, but it was a feline reference. It begins with a P, like poussoir. It was a hat. Remember the hat? Remember that? That pink square pants, SpongeBob, whatever this thing was. I don't even know what it was. It was this pink hat. We bought one just to be able to show as a people. I'm never going to wear it, but I thought, what is this? If I showed you, what does this hat look like? A pink beret? No. Raspberry beret? The kind you find in a gross secondhand store? No. What is it? It's called a poussoir chapeau. Why? I don't know. But all of a sudden, people wore it, and for like a week. And I'm thinking, what are you doing? Take that damn thing off. And every now and then there'd be very few men wore it, but maybe somebody might. Because they try things. They don't really believe it. They try to adopt these things, but their heart's not in it. That's why this dweeb, this Doug, who basically now they're saying slap the hell out of this woman, and nobody's saying it anywhere. Not one person. You know why? Because they're saying if you want your job, you got this, CNN, you got this, MSDNC, you got this. In fact, look at the people too, especially, you know why Fox News isn't saying it? Look at how many people were canned at Fox News because of sexual indiscretion. One guy in particular, the biggest jerk of them all, sending pictures of, you know what I mean? Sending pictures to one. I mean, just there's this expression about you don't soil where you eat. And these morons, and by the way, it's not just there were more people than you could imagine. Roger Ailes apparently set up some kind of from what it seems like, some kind of a predatory battleground. They were filing lawsuits. People throwing their careers away. Careers. It's like, do me a favor. If you want a woman, you make $50 million a year. Stop for a second. Walk out of the Fox News office. There's a bar. Walk in there and say, hi, I make 50 million. And you will be swarmed with people. And they don't work at Fox News. And they can't bring sexual harassment claims against you or hostile work environment. Do you understand what I'm saying? Just wait until you're done. Get off on 6th Avenue and go to that bar and you'll be fine. They couldn't do that. Oh, no. I don't understand it. I don't get it. That's why they don't want to talk about sexual matters, because they have no jurisdiction, because they're all walking around like, what are you doing? Think about the people. Go through this hit list of who was fired. This one was fired. This one was this. Hostile work environment. Remember, it's so stupid, but they're not going to talk about it. Why are we spending so much time with this, again, with this thing about when it talks about gender and sex, and you have people like Doug Emhoff, the wife guy? I'm disgusted. We need to have kids and young men in particular. I don't know how we're going to do this. And I don't mean put them through a boot camp, but to sit down and explain your gender is a way of explaining who you are. And yes, there are certain aspects of it that society expects you to maintain, but you're going to be an adult. You're going to be a respectable member of society. You're going to be an informed, intelligent, educated person. Then your gender and sexuality, they'll fit in. But first and foremost, you got to be a human being. You got to be a human being that people respect. A person that respects others. You got to be knowledgeable. You got to be classy. You got to be, we don't want you to go out there to be a saint. Just understand this is a nothing. And if you think Doug Emhoff is any kind of a standard, are you kidding me? This guy who said, oh, I quit my job to be no, you quit your job as a lawyer because you were doing gun dealers from Afghanistan and big pharma. Stop this. Stop with the lies. And by the way, you know that weird daughter of his? Listen, that's her problem. He basically impregnates her nanny while married to this girl's mother. I mean, this is who we're talking about here. What? And you're telling me this guy's a standard bearer for what? What exactly? You've got to be kidding. Edie Crowley says, wishy-washy thesaurus, jejune, yes, new word, juvenescent, puerile. Absolutely. Thank you, Edie. Marcus Ferguson, who, by the way, how many times do you get 100,000 units of anything, all right? Says, I love it. You mentioned Hannibal yesterday. Best motto ever. Oh, at viam inveniam aut facium seems to apply. Thank you so much. Cobb says, good morning. I just read ready. Yes, he slapped his girlfriend around. Yes. In fact, I hope that you muscles in, oh God. I know you're trying to get around with the words, Brad, but I appreciate this. But in any event, what was I trying to say? Oh, yes. I hope you're subscribed to Lionel Nation because I went through this very methodically as to what the allegations were. And does it really matter? It does and it doesn't. He's not running, but it's still, the thing is, if this were Trump, it'd be a different story. See, if this were Trump, it'd be a completely different story. So I don't know how to tell you about that. All right? I don't know what to tell you about that one. All right, dear friends. Oh my God, we got so much to talk about. Now, good news also is, make sure you're following Mrs. L. Let me give you this right now. Make sure you are following her on YouTube. She is doing something right now. You should hear her. And I love the way people will have her on various shows. She knows more inside, I don't want to say dirt, but more dirt, for lack of a better word, than anybody you can imagine. She knows this by virtue of her friends and her colleagues and people that she's known in the world of show business and the like. But she is absolutely 100%. This is her link right now. This is for Lynn's Warriors. She did one yesterday on Diddy. Listen to what Uncle Lenny's telling you. You're not listening to me because people, they have this thing where they don't want to pay attention sometimes. She needs 9 subscribers to Lynn's Warriors for her to hit this level, which, I mean, to me, this is a pittance considering how great she is. For her to hit 6,000. So Lynn's Warriors, that's all we ask. Just go and subscribe. She did one yesterday on Diddy. Diddy's the biggest story. You have no idea what happens. Let me throw out names to you. Let me just throw out names. Let me give you an example. And I'm not suggesting they're connected in any way. I'm just going to throw out names. Denzel Washington, Oprah Winfrey, Steven Spielberg, Tom Hanks, George Clooney. I'm just going to throw names out. Tyler Perry, Kat, Joe Rogan. These people are more important. Look at the numbers, honey. You got 5. We're 5 away from that 6. Look at it right now. Look at that real-time number. This is the stuff. These are the people. Oprah Winfrey. What about the girls? What about her? Oprah Winfrey gets away with, I don't even know what it is that she does. Look at those. One more, and we got the 6,000. There you go. These people are it. During the 60s, what did they want to do? What do you think Manson was about? What do you think about rock and roll? What do you think about all this jazz? The people, these are the depraved. You get to the bottom of those people, and it's a different story altogether. Listen to what she says. Yesterday, she's meeting during the day with groups from every aspect you can meet regarding the UN and what they're, believe it or not, the UN is saying a lot of good stuff. I don't know what they're doing, but regarding the role of, is this the rapporteur, right? The role of prostitution, what's happening when they peel away Diddy, when they get to the bottom of that, and he says, let me show you who's involved in this. And you find out all of these degenerates, these degenerate pervs in the business, especially those who want, believe it or not, what they're most concerned about is not that they've harmed kids, but that they're gay. This is the hypocrisy of these people. Because in that world, in certain aspects of it, this idea of open-mindedness, no. And this rat's nest of vileness, all of these people collectively over the years have just remained unfettered and untethered and okay, you got that? Good. All right. So anyway, my friend, let me thank you for your time. Edie Crowley, God bless you. Marcus Ferguson, Cobbs, Bradley, Opland, thank you so much. And I was, let me tell you something. And I'm going to say one more time, preparedwithlionel.com. Instead of people saying, let's get ready because they're going to be shutting things down. They say, oh, no. He's a thug. And we don't care about that. We have this idea that everything works perfectly. Preparedwithlionel.com. Go there. Just look at what's available. Remember, water, energy, food, ammo. We've been through this before. And they call you crazy. The reason why they don't worry about that at Fox News is these are millionaires who have private security. They don't need to worry about that. We don't have that. We're just regular folks. We have to fend for ourselves. Capiche? You got that? Okay. All right, my friends, have a great and glorious day. You have been nothing short of brilliant. Have a wonderful time. We will talk with you later. 7 p.m. Make sure you remain subscribed to Lionel Nation and Lionel Legal. Marcus has got one final word. How the hell did you land a classy, intelligent, and virtuous gal like that, Uncle Lenny? Lucky man you are. Indeed. I married up. Oh, yes, sirree. All right, my friends. Have a great and a glorious day. Thank you. We'll see you later. Don't ever change and mean that sincerely. And until then, remember, the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Da, da.